sad news today. We learned about the passing of Houston Astros legendary pitcher, J.R. Richard. And Richard, a lot of you guys probably know, but some may not, that he had an amazing run in the late 1970s in Houston as a fireballer. And in fact, he struck out over 300 batters in 78 and 1979. This card is from 79. I think he struck out 313. 78, you can see 303 strikeouts, so led the league both years. The guy was 6'8", 220 pounds. We're talking about kind of like a power forward body. He went to Arizona State. He was the Astros' first round pick, and just an amazing career. You can see tied the record for most strikeouts in first major league game with 15, 1971. I looked at the box score on Retro Sheet in that game. 15 strikeouts, complete game. It was in San Francisco, and he actually struck out Willie Mays 3 times in his debut. So struck out Willie Mays 3 times in his major league debut. This was a 79 Topps card, and then here we've got his 74. Like that photo there. And again, same note on the back. Tied record by Fanning, 15 Giants in first major league start. And Richard, he sort of was snubbed, I think, a couple times in the late 70s, but he finally made an all-star team in 1980 with Houston. And sadly, that would be not only his only all-star appearance of his career, but in his very next start, he actually suffered a stroke. And that was his final time appearing in a major league game. He had a very brief comeback in the minors, but he had extremely poor vision and poor reaction time. And there was definitely potential that if a ball came back, he would be really severely injured because he wouldn't be able to react. So sadly, 1980, goes to the All-Star game, finally gets some national recognition, and then literally his very next start will be his last. So sad day. He had some rough times post-career as well, but it does seem that towards the last 10 or 15 years of his life, he really was productive and was doing more. He was coaching college ball in Texas, and seems like things were good. So, I mean, he was 71. That's a pretty long life, I guess. But damn, J.R. Richard, just a fantastic player. Sort of definitely a what if, on a Hall of Fame trajectory, obviously. But we will never know. The interesting thing too, sadly, in 1980, he was finally getting his command under control. So you can see some of these crazy walks numbers on here. I mean, he was walking over 130, 151 guys in 76, 78, 140 walks. So, I mean, he was wild. But 1980, he had by far his lowest number of wild pitches, very low walk rate, and it seemed like he was actually even turning a corner. Little a la Randy Johnson, right? Where in the early 90s, it was like, oh yeah, this guy throws hard, but he doesn't know where it's going. Then all of a sudden, basically his mid to late 90s, he gets control and becomes one of the best pitchers of all time. Richard was 29, 30 years old in 1980, so definitely had a long career ahead of him, and probably a good chance he would have been a Hall of Famer, but we will not know. One of the great what ifs. But if you guys have any J.R. Richard cards or stories, feel free to share them in the comments. We'd love to hear them. But R.I.P. Houston Astros, great fireballer, J.R. Richard. See ya.